Someone who loves you tender like I do. You are. You're gonna miss my loving. You are gonna miss my love. How you doing? I hope you're fine. I'll see you when I get there.
Lou Rawls is one of those talented people a lot of people can't forget. He was an American baritone singer, record producer, composer, and actor. He put out 61 albums and he sold over 40 million records. He also worked as a film, television, and voice actor. He won the Grammy 3 times for the Best Male R&B Vocal Performance. Louis Allen Rawls was born on December 1st, 1933, in Chicago, Illinois. He was raised by his grandmother in the Ida B. Wells Project in the city's South Side. He started singing in the Greater Mount Olive Baptist Church choir when he was 7 years old. He later sang with local groups. That is how he met Sam Cooke and Curtis Mayfield. He went to Dunbar Vocational High School after he graduated. He briefly sang with Sam Cooke in the Teenage Kings of Harmony, a gospel group, and then the Holy Wonders. In 1951, he replaced Sam Cooke in the Highway QCs after Sam left to join the Soul Stirrers in Los Angeles. Lou Rawls was hired by the Chosen Gospel Singers, and then he moved to Los Angeles where he joined the Pilgrim Travelers. He enlisted in the United States Army in 1955 as a paratrooper in the 82nd Airborne Division. He left the Army 3 years later as a sergeant, and he rejoined the Pilgrim Travelers, who was then known as the Travelers. He was touring the South in 1958 with the Travelers and Sam Cooke, and he ended up being in a car crash. He was pronounced dead before he arrived at the hospital. There he stayed in a coma for 5.5 days. He spent a year recuperating, and it was several months before his memory came back. With Dick Clark as the master of ceremonies, Lou was able to perform at the Hollywood Bowl in 1959. His first 2 singles were Love, Love, Love and Walking for Miles for Shardy Records. In My Little Black Book and 80 Ways were released a year later by Candix Records. He signed a contract with Capitol Records in 1962. He sang backing vocals on Bring It On Home to Me and That's Where It's At, both written by Sam Cooke. He charted with a cover of Bring It On Home to Me in 1970 with the title shortened to Bring It On Home. Bring It On Home. He released a jazz album in 1962, Stormy Monday. His albums Black and Blue and Tobacco Road did very well, and he employed Onzie Matthews as musical director and a 17-piece big band. Both of the albums reached the Billboard magazine charts and heightened his career. In 1966, his 1966 album Live was certified gold. Later that year, he made a soul album called Soulin'. The album had Love Is a Hurting Thing, which was his first R&B #1 single. In 1967, he won a Grammy Award for Best R&B Vocal Performance for the single Dead End Street. In 1967, he performed at the first evening at the Monterey International Pop Music Festival. In 1969, he co-hosted NBC's Summer Replacement series for the Dean Martin Show with Martin's daughter, Gail Martin. By 1970, Capitol Records had dropped him. Singer Bobby Hebb and comedian Sandy Baron had a song called Natural Man, and they wanted Rawls to sign and convince Michael Lloyd at MGM to sign him. That song became a hit for Lou Rawls. In 1974, he recorded a cover version of She's Gone by Hall & Oates for Bell Records. He later signed with Philadelphia International and recorded All Things in Time, which sold 1 million copies. You'll Never Find Another Love Like Mine became his biggest selling single, selling 1 million copies, topping the R&B and adult contemporary charts. It reached number 2 on the pop chart. The hit single Lady Love followed that from the 1977 album When You Hear Lou, You've Heard It All. He also appeared in television and film. His first acting credit was in the Western television series The Big Valley. He appeared in a segment of Sesame Street during the first season. He sang the alphabet. He was also a guest during the second season of The Muppet Show. He appeared in films including Leaving Las Vegas, Blues Brothers 2000, Angel, and Down We Go. He had a role and sang in Looking Italian in 1994. It was an independent film about the mafia. He had a supporting role in Baywatch Nights. He appeared in My Wife and Kids, and more. In regards to his personal life, Lou Rawls was married 3 times. His third wife was a former flight attendant who was managing his career during his last 2 years of life. They had one son, Aiden Rawls. He had another son, Lou Rawls Jr., who died in 2023. He had 2 daughters, Luana Rawls and Kendra. During my research, I saw a video on YouTube, and according to that video, allegedly, in 1967, Albert Matthews, a judge in Los Angeles, ruled that 7-year-old Kendra was Lou Rawls' daughter. The judge issued a temporary child support order that required him to pay $200 per month until something permanent could be put in place. In December 2005, there was an announcement that he was being treated for lung cancer that metastasized to his brain. He died on January 6, 2006 at Cedar-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles, California. Little Richard and David Hasselhoff attended his funeral. He is entombed at Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Hollywood Hills. After his death, there were disputes over his estate, primarily between his widow, Nina, and his children. The battle involved claims over his assets, including a home in Scottsdale, and rights to his professional income, which Nina claimed netted about $2 million annually. Before he died, he was trying to annul his 2-year marriage to Nina. He claimed in court that Nina married him to take his money. His daughter, Luana, alleged that Nina separated her from her father. According to an article on SaintLamerican.com titled Brawls Over Rawls Estate, a witness who attended the funeral of Lou spoke about the drama between his widow Nina and his daughter Luann from a previous marriage. According to the article, tension between them came to light through a phone message left by Nina Inman on Luana's answering machine that was played in open court in their annulment case. The phone message contained hate-filled words towards Luana and numerous threats to destroy her father financially. Lou also heard this voice message and wanted to annul the marriage. According to the article, Inman invited Luana to the funeral, but a friend of Rawls said Nina refused to allow Luana to see her father at the funeral home. She allegedly said if Luana wanted to go, she could go with the public like everybody else. According to the article, the source said 3 days before Rawls died, Nina brought several lawyers to his hospital room and had him sign papers retracting everything. But he wasn't in his right mind. He wasn't competent to do that. He was under duress, allegedly. It's a lot. You can go and read the article. But one thing for sure, Lou Rawls was a talented musician who is not forgotten. Rest in peace, Lou Rawls.